Does it work? Yeah. Okay, hello friends, I am Paweł, also known as Kwantowy, and in this video I will try to show you how to install the editor package for the Sudden Strike 4 and the appropriate Unity engine version to make mods or maps for the Sudden Strike 4 game. To mod the game we will need two things. The Sudden Strike 4 editor package, which is basically a package of data to be loaded into the Unity engine of appropriate version. So this, and the Unity engine in version 5.5.4. How to get those tools? The editor. To get the editor, you need to go to your Steam account, find the tools option and find the Sudden Strike 4 editor here. You need to download it, and after you do that, you should be able to see this option, this shortcut on your desktop that leads to the Sudden Strike 4 editor. If it's not here, I think you'll also be able to launch it by clicking on here in the Steam application. So yeah, after you download it, you need to click it and you will see this window. After reading the instructions, we need to wait a bit. My wooden PC is thinking. Oh yeah, cool. You need to click this install package option and it will open up a wizard and show you the path where it's going to be unpacked. By default it leads to your documents. I'm using Windows 10, so yeah, documents and Sudden Strike 4 mods folder. I will not install or unpack it right now because I already did that, but you need to click next and stuff and continue. But let's say you unpacked it to the default location of documents, then Sudden Strike 4 mods. You can leave it and you will be able, where you go to the documents, you should be able to find this folder among others, Sudden Strike 4 mods. This is what was unpacked by the Sudden Strike 4 editor. This is a package, like the package of data that will be loaded into the Unity engine to make maps and mods. Yeah. So we can leave it now. So this is the first part you need to have. The second part is the Unity engine itself in the version 5.5.4. To get this, I can close this. To get this, you need to go to the discussion section of Sudden Strike 4 on Steam, find the modding guide, and here you will have the link to the official Unity 3D engine webpage. After you click it, you will be able, yes, let me out. You will be able to, this should automatically download the installer of the engine, and then you just need to install the engine. By the way, if you already have because this is the version that you need, the 5.5.4 is it's not up-to-date version, it's not the latest version, it's a bit older version. So if you already have the Unity engine installed on your machine, let me show you. You can have multiple installations of Unity, multiple versions. You just need to rename the default Unity folder in your program files to something like, I changed the name to Unity Up to Date, and then I installed the version required for the modding of Sudden Strike 4, which is the 5.5.4, and I renamed it accordingly. And then I just made a quick start shortcut, new one, because I didn't like the default one. Yeah, one important thing about the engine, you might need to launch it with the administrator rights, or whatever it is called in English, because in my case, if I don't do this, I will have problems with testing the game, like activating the battle, like, you know, testing the action. I will have problems with that, so I need to run the engine with the administrator rights. Probably you will need to do it too, or you can try this if you have some errors or problems. Okay, so let's say we have this, we have the appropriate version of Unity, we have the Sudden Strike for editor package unpacked to the documents, yeah, this folder. We can now launch the engine. Okay, so as you can see, I have the Sudden Strike for mods option here to choose, but if you when you started for the first time, you probably won't have this. So what you need to do is to choose open, because what the Sudden Strike for editor extracted was a Unity project, and now you need to find this. You need to go to your documents or wherever you unpacked it from the Sudden Strike for editor. You need to find this folder. Where is, yeah, it is here. There is a small help. If you select anything other, you will see there is an error message. Selected folder is not a Unity project. Like if you select whatever. But if you select the Sudden Strike for mods, the folder that you extracted, you will see that this error message is no more. And you will need to choose this folder, right? I won't do this because I already loaded it here. And after you do that, you should be able to see this option here in the Unity. So choose this and prepare for some waiting while everything loads. So right now we are loading the downloaded editor package or project into the appropriate version of Unity engine. If you see like this black screen, you just need to wait a bit. Yeah, I did a little yeah, it's the second time I am recording this video, so I already made a little battle, but we will create a new mod. But first things first, I advise you to watch some videos, some basic videos, at least on the Unity engine, to learn how to move the camera and so on. I will just tell you the basics. So to move like in a strategy game or something, you need to hold right mouse button. You can change your view, and by now, when I hold the right mouse button by using wsad, I can move very slowly, can float my view faster and faster. But if I want to go fast, like on the spot, I can press shift and it will go faster. Yeah. You can also press alt. Yeah, if you want to find, it is useful where you want to take a look at something. For example, let's say I want to find this 70p tank. I don't know where it is because I am looking at this beautiful field. So you can select anything from the hierarchy window. This hierarchy window contains everything that is on the map, while this project window, this is like your library of everything, of mods, of objects, of everything. So let's say I want to find this tank that is on the scene, on the map, because this is in the hierarchy. So I select this and I click F on the keyboard, and the view will like concentrate. It will go to this place where this unit is. And now I can also press Alt and use left mouse button to move my camera around it. Yeah, so those are the basics of moving the camera. Now, where are the modifications here? You can find the actual mods or maps in the scenes folder here and in the mods folder. Yeah, I created 2, there are 3 by default. You might be interested in the Joker's Heaven mod because it is like a example mod created by the developers. You can access it by double clicking the icon with the Unity symbol. Just double clicked. No, I don't want to save any changes. Just double click and you need to prepare for a bit of waiting because my PC is wooden. The processor is, the CPU is made out of potato, so we need to wait a bit until everything loads. And wait some more. Did I actually click it? Yeah, I did. Okay, we need to wait some more. My computer needs to think about it. He needs to discuss it with the GPU and stuff. Concentrate his calculating power of calculation, whatever. Okay, so it is loaded. And you can, I guess you can learn a lot of stuff from it. Me too, I already learned some stuff, but not much. When I learn more, for example, how to script objectives and stuff, I will try to show it to you also. But in this video, I will just show you how to make a simple mod, change the terrain, modify the geometry of the terrain, modify the textures of the terrain, place units, change the allegiance to the enemy and make a battle. So yeah, you can just learn from it, from this mod. But now let's create our own mod, a fresh one. So to create a new mod, you need to find this option here, modding, and create new mod. Now you need to change the name for your mod. I will call it, what will I call it? Battle of Nowhere. I'm pretty sure I did a spelling error here, but whatever. And now you need to choose the map size. You can choose between large and standard. I will choose the standard, which is the smaller one, and then you need to click the create mod and again wait until your PC processes this request and the map is created. Yeah, so we can see the success message. The modding folder Battle of Nowhere is successfully created. Okay. The following open scenes have been changed on disk, and we can see that he's talking about the Battle of Nowhere, our freshly created mod. So yeah, we want to reload it. So sorry for my English. I know it is kind of broken. It's not my first language or the native language. So yeah, we are. Where are we? We are in our freshly created mod. We can see it here at the top where it says, is it actually recording? Yeah. Yeah? Is it? Yeah, it is. Battle of Nowhere, Unity. So now, first out of 3 things. How to change the geometry of the terrain. We can do it with default Unity tools by first Oh yeah, I was going to say by enabling the terrain editing, but it was already, I already enabled it earlier. So you will see it like this. When you click the terrain, you will see nothing here. But when you enable the terrain editing here, you will be able to see terrain editing tools. For example, different brushes. Here are the options and here are the brushes, and here are the settings for the brushes. For example, you can see how those brushes work. If I click this A, I will have like A here, while if I click this kind of sphere, I don't know, I will be able to do stuff here. So yeah, it's definitely too powerful. So I can decrease the power of influence by reducing the opacity, for example to 2. You can see that now it has very little influence. It creates very small mountains. If you want to decrease like the level of the terrain, you need to hold shift and click the mouse. It will go down. If you want to make like borders like this smoother, you need to choose the third option, maybe increase the power and use it a bit on everything that is not smooth. It will get smoother. Yeah, you can also change the brush size, so you can create like really small mountains. You can, if you do something you don't really like, you can use Ctrl-Z to undo the changes. So let me undo all those stupid little mountains. And now, as for the, yeah, there are some options that I think are not used here in the modding project, like place trees. Trees are apparently placed by placing special areas, but I don't really research how it works. I can't get this to work properly, so I won't show that. I will only show you how to change the textures. So you also need to choose this option, this central option, fourth one. We have 4 textures available. I really like the second one, and I don't really like the last 2, so I will select the second one. I will increase the brush size and also the opacity. And now I can just let me move the camera like here. We can just paint the texture wherever we like. And from what I read, the ground textures are the only things that we can import our own, and they will work as intended. Apart from also simple models, I think, but those simple models will not even work as a props. They will not block the view and stuff. They will just be like decoration. So yeah, we can choose this default texture if we don't like the new one. And the options here are as follows. The opacity selects the power of painting, just as, oh, wait a second, like with this, yeah, the power of painting, just as with the terrain editing. And the target strength is a very interesting thing. Let me show you it here. If the target strength is 1, you can see that you paint the texture with 100% opacity. It is not transparent. It completely overrides the previous texture. But if you set this target strength to, let's say, 0.5, and you paint it, it will always be, the maximum opacity will always be 0.5. For example, let's say 0.9. It will always be, it will not be as opaque. Opaque, is it the right word? I don't know. It will be a bit transparent. Only when we set it to 1, it will be definitely not transparent. So yeah, those are the texture tools. And now, let's, to be honest, let's make it a bit more nice looking. If we are going to fight, let's fight in a better environment. For example, in something like this, maybe also some of this rock texture, there and there. Alright, so yeah, let's place some units and make a big and glorious battle. Let's disable the terrain editing. Yeah, I forgot about one thing. Let's save it by clicking Ctrl S. And there's one really important thing you need to do after you create the mod according to the developers, and after you make modifications to the terrain or place props, you need to click this terrain and regenerate terrain surfaces. You need to click it and wait a bit until it finishes the operation. Yeah, so now we can save it again, and I save it with a shortcut of Ctrl S. You can also save it here as file and save scenes. So let's place some units and make a battle. You can find units in, if I recall correctly, in link objects, assets, game data, units, and for example armor or infantry. And by the way, if you can't find something, you can use this window here to find it, or to check the path to it. For example, let's say I want to find 70p tank, Polish tank that exists in the game. I can write it here and it will find it, and here is the path to it. So yeah, if I erase it, I will stay there where this object is. So you can see the units are here: link objects, assets, game data, units, and tanks are in armor. So let's make a armored battalion or panzer battalion or whatever it's called in English. Let's place their tanks, these things here. I will rotate it a bit with the... Here you can find tools in the top left corner, the translation, or changing the location tool, the rotation tool. I will rotate it to face the like my north, and then I will switch back to the translation tool. I will duplicate this tank and move it a bit. I will select them both with using either Shift or Control and duplicate it again, so I have 4 tanks now. I will select all of them and duplicate again, so I have even more. And the ones, I will select them all and move them a bit more to the left, and I have 12 tanks. Yeah, let's place, they are all controlled by the player. As you can see, here is player 1, and they are in a green box which shows that they are player-controlled vehicles. Let's also place some infantry. For example, MG, Polish MG soldier. Yeah, so we have more vision, right? Because tanks have very small area of sight. They need infantry. They rely on infantry to see further, to make reconnaissance. I will duplicate this soldier. I will duplicate those two soldiers. You know, I would really love it if the control of infantry units in this game was in squads, like in Blitzkrieg 2 or Company of Heroes or Wargame, or in Panzer Close or Frontline Attack, as it was called in Europe. A bit more of this infantry. The control of individual soldiers is nice when you have really small forces, but when you want to efficiently control a really large force, the squad control of infantry is really better. I really hope they will expand in the future the possibilities that we can modify the game to, for example, introduce our own units and our own mechanics, like for example the squad controlled infantry. But anyway, so yeah, I have the infantry and the tanks for the player. Let's now create some units for the enemy. I will try to find here a German MG soldier and place him here, and now I will need to change his allegiance to player 2. You can see that I will center by using F on the keyboard. You can see that he has the red outline or red box around him, what indicates that he's controlled by the enemy. I will also duplicate him. I will duplicate the two of them. Make some more of them, even more, and I really hope my wooden PC will not burn. My potato graphics card will not burn. And now let's put some enemy vehicles there. Let's find Panzer II. Yeah, I also need to change its allegiance and rotate it a bit so it faces the player forces, and I will duplicate it. I will switch to the translation tool to change its location. I will duplicate them again to make more of them. Duplicate them again. Yeah. And some more. They will probably win because they have the damage is similar, but they have a higher rate of fire. I'm not a specialist at World War II, but I think they should have like Flak-Virling weapon. The dispenser too, but maybe the div version was or did have a cannon, a gun. But I think they should have like rapid fire 20mm. So anyway, yeah, so we have player forces, we have enemy forces. Now, to test the map in the game, first of all, let's save it. You can see an asterisk, the star here. Here it says that it is not saved. So let's save it. The star is gone, so it is saved. And let's now click this play button and pray that it works. Yeah, we need to wait again for it to load. And yeah, let's fight. Concentrate firepower on the tanks. Destroy the tanks. Infantry forward. To make vision. Yeah. So the army of modders is victorious, and the army of bugs and errors have fallen. So yeah, we can go back to the editor bar by clicking this again, and we need to wait for it to reload. And now I am not sure if it really reloads to the previous state. As you can see, there's again the star. I am not sure. I have experience with other editors, and there was like a reset option after you test the map. But I'm not sure. You know, to really refresh it, I think it would be best to either restart the Unity, but it might be an overkill, or just look for the mod scene, Battle of Nowhere, don't save, and reload it again. Because we saved it before we started testing it, so it should return us to the state from before the start of the test. Yeah, well, that's all for this video. There's nothing more I can show you because there's nothing more I really know. I really hope there will be some sort of documentation of all the additional options that are not in the vanilla Unity but are in this package, like in this project, like, you know, this kite menu, this terrain menu, all of the options. Did it load? Yeah, it loaded. Or, you know, options like here, for example, unit state is dumb or is external. No, I have no idea. Oh, there are actually hints. But not everywhere. It is hint here. Yeah, I checked it and there was no hint for this is dumb, but for this external there actually is. Allow for operation from outside the level. Interesting, but what does it mean? I have no idea. Yeah, some things are pretty self-explanatory, like for example the amount of armor piercing ammunition. Like if you set it to 0.5, it will have like half of the maximum supply of that unit. This unit can have of this ammunition. But yeah, I need to research it further. So yeah, so for this video it is all. I hope to see you all in the comments section and in the Steam modding discussion for the Sudden Strike 4, where we can share knowledge and perhaps make more tutorials and improve this this world of modding of Sudden Strike 4, and hopefully we will see a lot of really cool modifications in the future. But for now, thank you all for watching and see you next time. Bye!